Hi, and welcome back into the Cina-Verse, and we're going to look into the viewpoint of why Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania is a love it or hate it film.
So, as we said in our intro, we're going to discuss why Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania seems like to be a love it or hate it film. We're going to dive deep into that discussion. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, it's the official beginning of Phase 5. If you loved or hated Phase 4, it's done.
It was a shit show.
That's your opinion. Kang is getting introduced. He was slightly introduced in Phase 4 because of Loki, but now we got introduced, much deeper into the character of Kang or Kangs. We're moving on from Endgame, we're moving on from Thanos, we're moving on from I Am Iron Man. And with all of this said, we are going to really talk about if our expectations were indeed met in this film.
From the reviewers, a lot of people hate it, but there's a lot of audience who like it.
It's 50-50.
Is that a good thing for the beginning for Phase 5? We don't know.
Stay tuned in this video and find out.
So, in the beginning of this film, first we got introduced into the quantum realm. In the previous in Phase 4, and I think Phase 3 as well, we had an idea what the quantum realm is, especially in the first Ant-Man film. But now we actually go inside the quantum realm, and I was really excited to see it because I really love how they built the whole universe of the quantum realm. It's literally microorganisms in the architecture of their whole structure, I would say. I don't know why I'm doing this. I really like how they did it, and even the quantum people, I really like how they did the whole visual thing. And I think that was something I really pro for this film, is that their visual effects and the CGI, even though Marvel do bad CGI well, is that they did something good with this film. It's something new. We don't see this in Marvel. Yes, everything is visual effects, but it's really unique in itself. I think that's what made people like the film very much. What I wished this film did well when introducing the quantum realm is that they dived a bit more deep into what is the quantum realm and what are these new characters? Who are these people? How is there a universe within our own universe, and how does that logically make sense? This wasn't explained that much. We do get some history and origins about the people, but not to the point of I understand the origin story and how they all came to be.
Together with Nick, I was very excited to see the quantum realm as well. Yes, it was hinted a lot prior from the first Ant-Man film, but we never got really into it.
Yeah.
And now they found a way to introduce us into the quantum realm, and that was through Kang. It could be a con of this film that we didn't, get as much of the quantum realm as we really wanted. That was one of the critiques of this film. That, it could have been a 2-hour, 30-minute movie instead of a 2-hour movie. That it felt a little bit rushed. It wasn't badly paced.
He liked the pacing.
It wasn't bad. It could have been a little bit more than 2 hours. I wouldn't have minded that.
Yeah. It did have some flowing issues.
A little bit, yes. Let's get started on Kang. Kang has been hinted since, Loki season 1 came out. People have been looking forward to Kang as this new big bad.
Yeah.
After Thanos, everyone was thinking, okay, after Endgame, who's going to be the new big bad? Everyone started saying, oh, it's Kang or Doctor Doom or Galactus, or it's Kang. It's officially Kang.
Kang now. Kang Dynasty has started.
Exactly. The first thing I really want to talk about in this film about Kang is the actor, Jonathan Majors.
Yeah.
Perfect casting again. Okay, you can't take it away from him. Jonathan Majors was perfect. He was manipulative. He was menacing. He was at moments very, very calm. And that's when I really like a villain.
He was calm for most of the film, except the ending.
Exactly. That's when he really got pissed. You see a great villain in his moments of calmness, not in his moments of rage. That's what I really think. That's what I really love in a villain. Jonathan Majors, I think he was perfectly cast in this role. He plays multiple variants. We saw him in Loki, and he played, a very different version of Kang to this one. So, as I said, I think Kang was a great villain for this film. and to be the next big bad. What I'll talk about is specifically the exiled Kang in this video. His motive throughout the film was very simple. You know, he wanted to escape the quantum realm, to go and, you know, conquer the rest of the multiverse, the rest of the timelines. You know, it's very simple, but it's effective. That was his motive. The one thing that brought him down was his ego. I loved the scene when they were in his personal jail and he was looking down at Scott. He was literally on his knees and he just told him, you know, you're just Ant-Man. He knows that he is this big bad, but then, yeah, little bitty Ant-Man stopped him.
But did he?
We don't know.
The problem that we had, so with Kang or this film, is that everyone found it too rushed, and I understand why. The story, I felt that Kang was just another Marvel film. The story was a repetitive film that I could be watching another Marvel film and it feels the same. It's like it's deja vu basically. Even the motive, you said it was simple, it worked, but it felt the same with other villains. The repetition of the story structure was so similar to other films of Marvel that it didn't feel special. It didn't feel Kang deserved this type of introduction.
It didn't feel as heavy as when we got introduced to Thanos.
Like Thanos hit hard and it made an impact. Kang didn't. And I think that's the biggest problem that this film has. That it was just another Marvel film.
Yeah, it's just another Marvel film. Well, it is. When you get these type of films, now you know, be it Marvel, be it DC, you know, whatever. The story, when you try to break it down, the simplest of ways, it's always going to be the hero is trying to take down the villain. What I understand is, yes, they have to try and introduce certain, I would say, conflicting moments to make the story more interesting, not as simple as it should be.
And it varies from film to film. The problem is we already started out with it's feeling similar to Phase 4 already. And it feels like a weak introduction to Phase 5.
Oh, to be fair, Marvel did come out and say that they're going to focus more on quality than quantity, especially with the Disney Plus series as well. So, you know, good on them. You know, listen, nothing is perfect. You know, some films are going to work out, some films aren't. The point is that they're trying to get across this massive storyline through the use of their films. You can't just not appreciate what they're trying to do.
But the problem, Luca, is that this is the introduction of Kang.
Wait, hold on. It was the introduction of this Kang. Do we know if... Okay, because there are multiple Kangs. Yes. There has to be this main Kang, isn't there? I imagine that there has to be like...
There's a Kang council, technically.
Yeah, exactly. So who's the king of the Kangs?
So... That's why maybe they made it not a big deal out of this Kang.
Could be.
But if it's the actual Kang, which I don't think so, I would say you already started very weak.
Moving on to, you know, a new character that we got introduced to, it's Cassie Lang. I liked that we got introduced into an older Cassie Lang. We see like her relationship with her dad. Like we see that she really admires him. She looks up to him. She has a good relationship with Hope, and that she's trying to be more like them. He doesn't want her to be like him. He wants for her to live her normal life. But as she said, you know, her life isn't normal. Yeah, I think the first thing we can mention is the actress. They changed the actress.
Yeah.
It's not the same actress that portrayed Cassie in Avengers Endgame. Catherine Newton, I've seen a film of hers. I don't know which one, I forgot. She's a good young actress.
She does portray her quite well.
Well, she does play that, you know, young, rebellious, genius teenager role quite well. I imagine her very much when the Young Avengers get introduced.
Oh, yes.
I imagine her having this friendship with Kate Bishop. So I think it will be a really good dynamic. Till now, we've seen Scott be this kind of, butt of the joke character, right? Especially because he's just Ant-Man,
Yeah.
right? We see his dynamic change because of Cassie. We see him become this serious character that he can become, especially when he went head to head with Kang, and it wasn't easy for him. For now, let's talk about Janet Van Dyne,
Okay.
because she was a major part of the plot. They gave her character importance. What introduced into Janet in the first Ant-Man film.
But don't forget, she's been in the Quantum Realm for 30 years now. So she is going to come out, and since we're in the Quantum Realm, she's the only one who understands it very
because
well.
it's been building up to it. We were introduced to her character in the first Ant-Man. She was rescued in the second Ant-Man film. When the Infinity Saga was going on, she was there in the Quantum Realm fighting Kang.
Yes.
There was this secret war. I really enjoyed that they gave her a major role, a major importance to the story. I would have found it more conflicting to the story. I think it would have been more interesting if Kang, yes, he would have ended up being this ruler of the Quantum Realm, and Janet would have been his sort of queen. There would have been more of a personal vendetta, but maybe they're leaving it for the end, who Kang actually is. And I think they're waiting for the Fantastic Four to get introduced. So, Modoc. I like Modoc as a villain, and I think they really let him down in this film.
Yeah.
They made him a butt of the joke. It doesn't have to always fall into like the comedy spectrum with Marvel. They have to make everything funny. Yeah, don't be a dick.
You changed my life.
I liked the twist that it was Darren. I like it when they somehow find a connection to other films and they make it work.
Yeah,
in another film, in another story. To his face, man.
Oh no. Okay,
Like,
this is where the visual effects failed.
went wrong. Because visually it's beautiful in Ant-Man.
Yeah, as in the Quantum Realm is very vivid, and
the CGI with the characters is great.
Yeah, because like in this case, this CGI actually makes sense for the Quantum Realm.
When it came to Modoc,
it's like some dude, like literally they gave the task to a 5-year-old and just literally stretched his face.
I have interesting theory. It's something that I noticed it first time watching, and I haven't seen this Easter egg or rumor anywhere else. I think there is a connection between Kang and Shang-Chi. The scene that really sold me on, okay, I think there's a connection, when one of the quantum people, whatever his name is, when he shot his energy at Kang, Kang did this like Shang-Chi move, and he like changed his energy into his own, like, and it changed color.
That's what happened with
that's what Shang-Chi did against his dad. And we saw in the post-credit scene of Shang-Chi that the rings were sending this sort of beacon. Beacon to where? It could have been to the Quantum Realm, it could have been to Kang or to a Kang. So as you guys know, there are 2 post-credit scenes. So in the first one, we see, multiple Kangs. It is setting up, obviously, the Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. What I noticed is that they're in this huge coliseum. That's where Secret Wars is going to happen. That's where they get this multiple versions of characters from across the multiverse, and they fight each other. So that was the first one, and we had like multiple Kangs. The other post-credit scene, okay, I don't know who that Kang is.
We never saw that type of Kang.
There was like a sign of what his name is. I got distracted by Loki.
Everyone, I think, got distracted by Loki.
Mobius. Okay, that's obviously a setup for Loki season 2. I think it was just a confirmation to Loki.
Oh, it could be that as well.
Yes, Kang is in every point in time. He's not held in the cage like he described time to be. He's in every point in time.
And that's what Scott was thinking at the end, like at the narration scene.
I liked that because we didn't mention that. We saw what happens in a superhero's head. What, we never see them worry? Of course he worries. He's a human being. So, final ratings?
6.2.
Wow, very specific. I'll go 6.5.
The biggest reason, as we mentioned, was I think the story structure and the flow. There wasn't enough motive to push the story forward. I think 6.2, 6.5 is a fair, because it's not totally bad, as some critics say, but it's not that good as well. So we're sort of in the half. I think what saved it the most was Kang.
So that's it. We hope you enjoyed our Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania review. Please hit that like, comment, and subscribe.
OOZE, 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 OOZE.